first, let me start with pinning my bangs out of my eyes here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with foundation. I'm using my Chanel Perfection Lumiere and my Sedona Lace 928 brush. Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in medium. Now Eva's brows are a little rounder than mine, so I'm going to try to soften my natural arch. So I'm going to use my MAC brow pencil in Fling. Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Lemon Drop. Taking that from the base of my lashes up onto my brow bone. The Eva Gabor look I want to recreate is the one she wore in Green Acres. So most of the time she was wearing a gray smoky eye, a very nude face, and kind of nude shimmery lips. So I'm going to go for a basic gray. This is from MAC. So the eyeshadows we're going to be using is MAC Copperplate. I'm going to use MAC Brule and MAC Dazzlelight. So, and then we'll move on to the heavy winged out black eyeliner that she wore with it. So I'm going to start with MAC Copperplate, and I'm using my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. So I'm taking this from my lash line up into the crease, and I'm going to switch brushes and we'll blend this out. Just want to get the basic shape. I'm taking my Sonia Kashuk crease brush, and we're just going to buff out that line. And above that, we're going to take MAC Brule. I'm taking that on my e.l.f. defining brush. It's going to be our brow highlight. I want to keep it matte. You could use a shimmer, but it looks to me like most of the time she had a matte brow highlight. And we're just going to blend that out again with the Sonia Kashuk brush. For highlight, I'm using MAC Dazzlelight. And I want to keep that highlight just at the inner corner. It didn't extend up onto the lid at all. It was just very subtle in the corner just to help open up her eyes. Because both Eva and Jaja did have smaller eyes. So they definitely look to makeup to help kind of open them up. And there's a little trick that they would do on the outer corner too, which we'll get to in a minute here. I'm going back in with MAC Copperplate on my small Essence of Beauty crease brush. And for the lower lash line, we're leaving this part open. We'll get to that in a moment here. We're just going to smudge this right along the lashes and bring it in towards the inner corner. Now as we get towards this outer portion here, we're actually going to wing this down and out. You don't want to follow your lash line up to where it meets your top lashes. We're just going to bring this down. And if you need to clean it up at all, you can take a Q-tip and just kind of sharpen that line a little. I'm going to take that e.l.f. defining brush that I used with MAC Dazzlelight, and we're going to get into that again. So we're just going to make a line out this way, and then down. Okay, so it's almost like a, kind of like a V like that. Now for the signature winged eyeliner that pulls the whole look together, I'm going to go ahead and take my Stila Eye Kajal in Onyx. And you could use a gel liner, but I'm going to use this and just smudge it out. So I'm just blotting this on, and you don't have to be perfect at this point because we're going to go back in and smudge it out anyways. Just going to get a decent amount on there because both Jaja and Eva were known for their thick, heavy black eyeliner, super winged out. So I'm taking my small Essence of Beauty crease brush. I'm going to start blending this out. And to sharpen up that line there, you can take a little more of that MAC Dazzlelight. Just want to keep that bright. Once you have the basic winged out shape, I'm going to go back in with Carbon, and I'm taking my MAC 239 brush for that. And I'm just going to pat this over it and set that liner. Now, trying to watch back Green Acres or look at the pictures, it's really hard to tell if she's wearing anything on her waterline, but it does look a little bright, so I'm going to go ahead and use a flesh tone pencil. This is my MAC chromographic pencil in NC15 NW20. Now, aside from just having the heavy winged out eyeliner, they really had a lot of lashes on, and their lashes really curled up a lot, so I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm using Buxom Lash. Now, it wouldn't be Eva without a full set of lashes, so I'm using Miss Adoro number 43 and my Dual Lash Adhesive. A couple of final tips to just double check before we move on to face is make sure the lashes are basically lifting up and out. We don't want them swooping down and out because that can kind of drag down your eye at the outer corner, and they really focused on lifting their eyes up, especially at the outer corner. And also, once you have your lashes on, you're able to see where that shadow, because the lashes do create a little shadow, so once you can see that shadow naturally from the lashes, you can go back in if you need to with that MAC Copperplate and a little smudge brush and just kind of accentuate that out again. And sometimes it's easier to do this after you get your lashes on, then you can see where that natural shadow falls. Okay, now we are ready to move on to face. I'm going to start with contour, and I'm going to use my Chanel Bronze Universal because this is a very subtle effect. It doesn't give, it doesn't really cut your cheekbones too much, you know, it's very subtle, so that's why I'm going to use this, because her face was very natural, very soft, because she had so much going on the eyes. She really kept it very natural and pretty. So I'm just going to take this lightly down the cheeks, down the hollows of the cheek, just to help give me a little bit of cheekbone. And we'll take a little on the forehead, kind of just go around the hairline. Now, I do need to contour my nose. I want to shorten it up a bit, so to do that I'm going to go ahead and shade underneath. So I'm going to take this, this is actually a crown brush, and it's just a little pencil brush. It's just the only one that I happen to have that's synthetic and small right now. So I'm just going to shade under my nose, and that's going to kind of give the effect of, you know, kind of create a shadow and basically give it a look of being a little bit shorter. I'm also going to take this down the sides here. And they did have very cute little noses, however those were worked on. they did have nose jobs, all three of the Gabor sisters, and I think the mom did as well. But just going to do my best with my contouring. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my cheekbones because she always had the most glowy, beautiful cheekbones. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Josie Maran. This is the Argan Illuminizer, and this stuff is gorgeous, by the way. I just got it. So I'm just going to take one pump of this. It's so natural, and it's not like a, you know how sometimes like powder highlighters can be a little, I don't know, powdery looking, they just kind of sit on top of the skin. Well, this is gorgeous because it just soaks into your skin and just, it looks like just glowing skin. It's just so beautiful. So it kind of has, it doesn't have like a frost to it, you know, it's just a very subtle sheen. Just take that up, kind of meet the tail of my brow there. Eva always had a kind of natural flush to her cheeks because there was so much going on her eyes, and she really wanted her lips and eyes to be the center focus. So I'm going to go ahead and use MAC Gingerly. It's just a soft, kind of warm, natural tone, and just pop that on the cheeks really lightly because it never really looked like she had too much blush on. It was just so subtle. For most of the episodes in Green Acres, Eva would wear kind of a warm nude, almost like shimmery or frosty lipstick. So we're going to recreate that, and I did read one of her tips, and that was to apply a powder over the lipstick. So, or she would also use a cream blush. But to get this effect, I'm going to go ahead and start with my NYX lip liner. This is in Natural. This is one of their retractable lip liners. For lipstick, I'm using MAC High Tea. And most of the time she would apply a powder eyeshadow over it. So this is NYX Barely There. It just has a slight gold sheen to it. So I'm just going to take a little on my finger and hit my Cupid's bow. And the bottom center of my lip. For a final tip, you could go ahead and take a little more of your illuminator or highlighter and run that down your nose too, just the bridge of the nose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take out my bobby pin. Guess we can zoom out a little. So this is the final look, darlings. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, let me get my leopard print on, because of course Eva was big into her leopard print. And who knows, maybe that's where I got my leopard obsession from, I don't know. So I've got to get my fur leopard shrug on. There we go, that's better. I've got my big bling in, because of course she was known for her big glamorous diamonds and earrings and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and you can try this out if you like, if you're feeling adventurous one day. I tried to do my hair, well, I'm not good at doing my hair, but this will have to do. This is my version of Eva Gabor. In fact, this is my tribute to Eva Gabor. I just love her to pieces and absolutely love. In fact, I didn't really love watching Green Acres, but I only watched the show to see her and her outfits and her charm, and she's just adorable. So, there we go. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.